Alright, it's a nice rainy Sunday, so I decided to make two DCCODs to go in with my grade crossing circuit that I'm working on, and I'll show that in a moment, but I just wanted to show one of them I already tested. That one tested good. This one I tested and it didn't work, and I found a mistake, and I'll show you what that was. But just to kind of walk through again with the with these, you hook them up so you have the 12 volts. 12 volt. I'm sorry. This is the track common comes in. Then you have 12 volts and ground just down to the power supply. Just bring your 12 volts in your ground, and you just have the 12 volts and ground come in. And the track common comes from the positive side of the DCC bus. The track line comes up and just sits basically right here, and we use this to make occupy the block. This one comes off of the negative of the track, and I'll show this on a diagram, a little easier than look at these wires. And then out of the V out, that goes up to the test lead, and then that goes through the resistor LED, and that goes down to the 5 volt supply. And all this is also covered in video 18. And in fact, I forgot how to test these. It's been so long, so I had to go back and look at 18, video up to 18 to see how to actually test it. So I guess it works out well that I actually made that video. And I made up a cheat sheet. This is for me, so I don't forget again. Again, the V out of your DCCOD goes through your test lead, and that goes to 5 volts on the power supply. The track comes down and is open, and then another test lead goes down to your, in my case I'll call it the negative or return, and then this is how I occupy the block using my finger to occupy the block. The track common comes off of the positive of the DCC bus into track common, and then 12 volts and ground. Again, just go back to the power supply. So that's how you hook it up. And then you, what I did was adjust the one pot. Let me just show you that in a moment. Okay, I had to switch hands here. Again, trying to do this one-handed. The initial adjustment is just with the trim pot, and then you just turn that up till the LED goes on, and then you just back it off. Okay, so that does that. Now when you do this, it also will turn on that LED, and then when I back it off, which you can't see me doing, but the LED on the DCT goes off, and then after a delay that one goes off, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. Now to simulate doing the occupying of the block, all you need to do is, since we have our two leads here, and I'll lick my finger and I'll occupy the block. That goes on, that goes on. Then if I can fit this both in here, and you can see it, if I take my fingers off and unoccupy the block, okay, that goes off and that goes off after delay. So that makes sense, so that works. So initially this board didn't work because when I adjusted the pot, this would never turn on. So I had to go back to the bench and find out why, and let me just show you what it was. Alright, so the problem with this one was this resistor right here, which is R9. This end on the trace side, I didn't solder it, and obviously that's a problem. That's why the LED didn't turn on. So let me just flip this over here, and I marked it just for edification. I don't know how well this will show up, but right there, you can see a little black mark. I'll try to zoom in there. It was in, and I'd actually even trimmed it. Luckily there was enough there. I went back and just put some solder on it, soldered it up, and it worked fine. So again, you gotta be careful when you're doing this. If you recall from one of my other videos, I forgot to solder in the socket for the integrated circuit there for the LM324. That was on the other one I tested. So in this case, I turned it over, but it was that resistor right there, which is, just looking at that, again up here, it's R9 with this resistor, and that end I didn't solder. So there you go. And also on this one, you'll notice the way I'm going to use this, I replaced I'll call it the normal header, which are these little bad boys here. I don't know how well that'll show up on the video, but This is used for mounting in the DCCOD. These two, I'm actually were kind of an afterthought. I realized I needed them for the crossing circuit. This is going to be the island detectors, so I made 2 of them up, and I'll show you the board they're going to go in. So I used a Phoenix connector, screw terminal, just because it's a lot easier than using this in this particular instance. So these I had purchased from Mauser, same pitch, and they fit, and it's just a lot easier to make. So I'll just show you briefly how that's going to work. Okay, here you can see the board. This is the PGCC, the Prototypical Grade Crossing Control circuit. And since I'm going to use this, I knew I was going to use this before, and again I needed to add a detector for the island just to make things a little bit more prototypical. So I decided to make it all on one board since they're all in the same area in Lake City. So I have this mounted. I have it all wired up. These are the outputs for the speaker, the left and right flashers, the common. This goes to the tortoise for the gates. These 3 go back to the S Mini, the activate output, and then the block occupancy inputs, the 12 volt and ground. That's pretty obvious. And then this will go out. This is where the track common will come in. They're going to come down and feed the detectors, and these are the tracks will actually go up and feed. Probably just one wire. It's only one block, so I'm probably just going to have one feeder on it. It's not a very large block, to be sure. So that's how it's going to go. I do have this set up. They're not in yet. I'm actually going to go ahead and finish this board up today. And then when it gets done, maybe to show you overall how it looks. And then this will be ready to mount on the layout. Alright, so we got this board done today because it was a rather rainy Sunday, so we got a fair amount done. And one thing we'll just kind of real quickly show, the PGCC card that you get is really pretty capable. It's really pretty cool. There's a lot of different controls on it. You can set up a lot of different ways for whether you want the bell to ring the entire time or only when it's lowering and all that kind of stuff. So just real quickly to show you how it works. We have it hooked up here. I only have one cross buck set up. This will be the gates, that's the tortoise, and obviously the speaker. And they're all just kind of temporarily thrown in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and activate it. Like I said, the activate, which would be a line from the S Mini, really all it does, now it's open, to make the thing turn on, all you have to do is ground it. And the way we have it set up, which is similar to the way the crossings work around us, is the lights will go on, the bell will go on, the gate, the motor will wait about 3 seconds, it'll go down. When it's down, the bell will turn off, and then it'll stay off. And then when I unground it, software tells it to raise it, the gate will go up and the flashes will go up a few seconds after that. So we'll kind of walk through that, and a lot of that's all adjustable. You can adjust the rise time, the lower time, the delay to start, the brightness of the LEDs, the volume of the speaker, and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. So we'll assume that a train comes by and it tells it to turn the crossing on, so I'm going to go ahead and ground it. Flashers, bell, delay, gate, and then they turn off. And then they'll keep flashing as the train's going across the crossing or until you tell it to stop. So then when I unground it, gate would go up a couple seconds and the flashes go off. And let's say a lot of that's adjustable. You can do a lot of it. It's actually a pretty nice little card. So we just wanted to try it out and test it, make sure it all worked. I'm just feeding it now with about 11.8 volts here from the bench. I didn't actually take it out to the layout. These are the two DCCODs that I tested and showed in the segment just prior to this. And I'm probably going to take the whole board out and actually test these again on the layout, but I'll do that later. It's getting late and we're getting hungry, so I just wanted to show that. Again, it is pretty neat. Again, you can just I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but you can adjust the volume. And you can adjust the brightness of the LEDs. That might be hard to see on the video, but you can adjust them. We can see it's definitely changing here. Um, and then it stops. So just wanted to show quickly what that looked like. Again, a lot of the information isn't in the information about the PGCC card. You can make it yourself. I bought it myself. I bought it because I didn't want to take all the time to make everything, and I'm glad I did, because over here, if Steve swings around, he'll show you the 12 DCCODs got done today. Took all damn day long to do it, but got them done. So those got to be tested next. Probably the way I'll do it, if he turns around again, over here, might be a little dark, but we have our other S Mini node started. Again, I haven't run all the wires yet. I've got to keep working on that. But I'll probably take those DCCODs and plug them into a board and just test them there. Over here is the start of our Sussex Maxi node. I do have all the terminal boards installed and the power run and the DCC and the motherboard mounted. Waiting for the actual the IOMBX. That's going to go in here. I got the size from Mark, so I know roughly where it's going to sit, like that. And then the input and output cards and the Sussex card will sit on that. So I'm going to have I want to have this all done, just waiting. So when the card comes in from Mark, I can just mount it, put the boards in, and we're good to go. And then on this one, I got to run similar to the other one that we showed you. I got to run the outputs here into the inputs, those 12, other 12 here, and then all the outputs down to the terminal board so they're ready to hook up. And then get this one mounted, get that one mounted, and we're ready to start having some real fun by getting signals and grade crossings and everything fired up and ready to go. So just a real quick update on some fun stuff we had since we had a rainy day. Got a fair amount done. Of course, we also had the babysitting action with the 2-year-old and 8-year-old, so my hair is even grayer, and I have less of it because they were running around, and it was really fun when he picked up the $89 Intermountain auto rack car and was walking around with it like it's a freaking club. So that was a lot of fun, but it survived. So more to come. Maybe we'll show another quick segment when we get some other stuff done. But thanks for watching, and more to come as we progress along.